Guys, how's it going? I hope you had a really nice Christmas and a fantastic New Year, and that you are now completely over your hangovers and that you are going to grab every opportunity this year by the, you know what I mean. Okay, so buying a car in Australia is it's pretty simple, but at the same time you've got to be really careful of what you buy, where you're buying it from, and also the logistics in being able to get the car registered under your name. For me, to get around Australia, I need to have a car to get to the places that I really want to go and see. Now, there's loads of hidden gems knocking about there in Australia, and I really want to see them all, or lap up as many as I possibly can. And the best way for me to do that is having my own vehicle. A couple of ways that you can buy a car in Australia: one is go private, or one is to go by a retailer. Now, if you are going to go by retailer, expect to pay quite a bit more for your car. However, you are paying for, or you're paying a little bit extra for security that the car is in good working order. They sorted obviously the Rego and the roadworthy certificate as well. You are then paying for the convenience of buying a car from a reputable dealer. Okay, so the next way is to go private. The problem with going private is you need to know a little bit about cars. Now, I hold my hands up, I don't know a tremendous amount about cars, but I've driven quite a few in my time, I've owned a few in my time, and I've fixed up one or two problems I've had in previous cars as well. So I kind of know what to look for-ish. If you do a quick search on Google, then I'm sure there will be hundreds and thousands of lists of things to check when you buy privately. There are many roads in Australia that are just generally dirt track. Now, if you want to travel around by car, and if you want to go off the beaten track ever so slightly, I highly recommend you get yourself some form of a 4x4 vehicle. I decided to go privately. I saw a car on Facebook Marketplace of all places, and I really liked the look of it. It was kind of like what I was really looking for. It's a 4x4, two-door, it's got a wee roof rack in case I needed it, and if I happen to pick up a straggler on the way, there's enough space in there to do that as well. Okay, so there's two things that you need to think about. Actually, no, there's three things you need to think about when you buy a car in Australia. And the first one is something they call a Rego. And basically that's government tax they impose on the car that you pay, I think, 3 monthly, 6 monthly, or yearly. And it usually ranges between $700 and $1,000 per year. Now, if you do buy a car in Australia, you've got to really get a car with enough registration on it to get you from the start of your journey to the end of your journey, plus have my recommendation of 3 months left of registration left on the car so that you can sell it without having to pay again for a renewal. The second thing that you need to think about is something called an RWC, and that is a roadworthy certificate. Now, you cannot drive a car on the road without a roadworthy certificate. If you buy that car and then you take it to get roadworthy and tons of stuff needs done in it, you're going to be out of pocket and it's not going to be pretty. So when you buy a car in Australia, it's going to cost you in the region of about, well, I'd say a minimum of about $2,000 or $3,000, as cars here are not cheap. However, fuel is cheap. So as you guys know, my journey hold on man, I'm just gonna. And the third thing you need to think about, guys, is proof of address. Now, if you don't have an address in Australia, then you're not going to be able to buy your own car. Okay, now if you are here on a working visa, then great, more than likely you've opened up a bank account, you've got a place to stay, you may have had a few utility bills in, and you have proof that you have an address. Thumbs up, great. However, if you're like me and you're here on a tourist visa for an extended period of time, then yeah, you're going to find it difficult. Alright? Now, what I would suggest that you do then is wherever you are staying, if it's good friends or if it's family, then you can ask them to sign a declaration of residency for you. This provides you with proof that you have an address in Australia. When you buy the car, the seller needs to provide you with a vehicle registration transfer application form. Now, they'll fill out half of it, whereas you fill out the other half. Alrighty, that's it, guys. Just to summarise, make sure that you have enough registration on the car if you happen to buy one, make sure that it has a roadworthy certificate, and ensure that you have some proof of address. And as always, if you want to continue watching me travel around Australia and New Zealand, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. Thanks again, guys. Catch you later. Bye.